ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाजनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपिष्टाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनीति नामिनि। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणि निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणि। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा शिवासादि और भक्तबिंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे। So today we'll be doing chapter number 10, slok number 8. So the shloka and translation. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajanta mam buddha bhava samanvita. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I am the source of all spiritual and material world. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Anybody want to read the shloka and translation?
Hare Krishna, shall I, Prabhuji?
Yes, please, Priti Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, first you want to read?
Sloka.
Yeah, please.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattaha sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Translation. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Anybody want to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, can I?
Yes, please, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta, Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Anybody want to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Text 10.8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaah. Translation. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. So this shloka is very important. Can anybody tell why it is very important? In fact, next 3 shlokas altogether, these 4 shlokas are the most important in Bhagavad Gita.
The other Chaturthi shlokas, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
They are the Chaturthi shlokas of the Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna has summarized the whole of Bhagavad Gita in these 4 shlokas.
Yes. Perfect. So these are also called as Chatur Shloki Bhagavad Gitas, 10.8, 9, 8, 9, 10, 11. Also called as the essence of Bhagavad Gita. So why it is called as essence of Bhagavad Gita? Because once you understand these 4 shlokas, it is like summary of entire Bhagavad Gita. So now if you see this shloka, what we recite just now, it summarizes Lord's opulence. So, and the result of truly knowing his opulence, one become pure devotee. That is why it is very important. The shloka is very important. Unless you know Lord's opulences, it is very difficult to know Lord. And until and unless we know the Lord perfectly, how we can actually become his pure devotee. That is why this shloka is very, very important. And then shloka number 9, the next shloka in the Chaturshloki Bhagavad-gītā, it describes how a pure devotee worship him. And then you go to 10th and 11th shloka that describe his reciprocation with his loving devotees. So you see here, he is saying that Lord is source of everything. Those who understand this become his devotee and enjoy fixing his mind and heart in him. Lord gives him the knowledge to come to him. If I go to purport of 9th shloka, it says, the thought of my pure devotee dwells in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. And 10th shloka purport, to those who are constantly devoted to my serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. And 11th shloka's purport, to show them special mercy, I dwell in their heart. Destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge and the darkness born of ignorance. So this first shloka, that is 10.8, when we say summarize his opulences. So can we recollect what are those opulences? How many opulences, first of all? Lord has how many opulences?
6, Prabhuji, 6.
Yeah. Lord have 6 opulences. Can anybody recollect?
Knowledge,
Knowledge.
strength,
Yes.
beauty,
Yes.
wealth, I think.
Yeah.
Only 4 I can recollect, Prabhuji.
Renunciation.
Strength and renunciation.
Yes. Fame and renunciation. So wealth, wealth we know he is having unlimited wealth, right? All this material and spiritual world. Who is owning? Lord is owning, right? So all these universes and their treasures belong to him. So that is why he is so we always compare, right? When we say ki who is wealthiest, so we talk about sometimes Mukesh Ambani, sometimes Elon Musk, right? But they always have a limited wealth, right? At the end. And again, that wealth is temporary. And then we see Lord has strength. We are talking about his strength. So that we have seen when he lifted that Govardhan hill. And then we also saw that his fame, right? His glories are sung all over the world, right? In all the Vedas and Puranas, everything is pointing about his fame, his glories. And then we say even the beauty he has having the peak of the beauty, because that we have, it is described well in Ras Leela. And then also we see that the knowledge, like him, there is no person we can say he is more knowledgeable, right? Because we can see the example, Bhagavad-gītā is by him, so we can see the knowledge it is giving us. And then the renunciation. From the renunciation, can we say how he demonstrated renunciation, what was the peak renunciation that he has given us or shown us in his pastimes? Renunciation is also called as detachment, right? So what example we can think of Lord's renunciation?
He didn't go back to Vrindavana, Prabhuji,
Yes,
after leaving Vrindavana.
correct. So we can see that he left Vrindavan totally detached, right? Though he was having so much loving devotees there, so much opulences, but still he left Vrindavan. Generally, what we do is like we get attached. Whatever we like, we always get attached. So we see that how the renunciation is demonstrated by him. So coming to this Slok number 8. So one can understand the truth about Lord Krishna and how we can understand the truth of Krishna by hearing from Shastra. Again, through bona fide authorities. So when we say bona fide authorities are our gurus, right? Whom we take shelter. So we have to hear from him. Always, we cannot just go to anybody and hear. So then only we can understand the truth about Krishna. And hearing from bona fide master is very important because he is the scholar, right? He is the learned scholar who has studied the Vedas perfectly. So one of the authorities, like Lord Chaitanya himself, right? He came as a bhakta just to demonstrate how a pure bhakta should be. And one who knows this truth and he applies this teaching. So until unless we apply this, we cannot even understand this truth. And what will be the result of this? By understanding this truth, one never deviates. Deviates by what? By any non-sensical commentaries by any fools. So that is why it is very important to hear the Shastras from bona fide authorities. So these 4 slokas are very important. You will know how to execute devotion well. So now coming to the one point here, when let's say we analyze one truth, right? To analyze any truth, what we see, we always analyze by seeing the immediate cause. So whatever happens, right? Whatever happens, we'll go through the example, what we mean by that. So you understand here is, when we analyze any truth, we first see the immediate cause and then remote cause and then the ultimate cause. So 3 things are very important to analyze any truth. What are those? Immediate cause, remote cause, and ultimate cause. So let's take an example. What we mean by this analyzing a truth and the 3 causes to actually dissect it. So assume when you go for buying something and you have been given a choice. So when you buy something, you will buy from a retail trader or you will buy from a wholesale trader. Let's say Prabhujis and Matajis go for buying a sari or shirt pant. So what you will prefer? You will prefer to buy it from retail trader or from a wholesale trader. So obviously it will be from the wholesale trader, right? Why we will not go to the retail trader?
It's more costly, Prabhuji. Wholesale.
Yeah. Yes. Correct. But why the wholesale trader is so cheap? How he can give so cheap? What is the reason?
Because he directly buys from the manufacturer, Prabhuji.
Yes. So that means he is very close to the source who produce it. Correct. So that is how the wholesale seller, he can give it more cheaper than the retail trader. So now we all consume milk, right? So now try to just find this truth about. We are trying to analyze the truth. So what is the immediate cause? What is the remote cause? What is the ultimate cause? So try to connect these dots here. So we all consume milk. So how we get the milk? We get the milk from cows, right? And how cow get the milk? Cow get the milk from grass. He eat the grass, then only he get the milk, right? Now go further. How the grass produce? How grass come into existence?
God's creation.
Because of rains.
Because of the rain first. So the immediate causes, we are going one by one, right? So then we'll come to the ultimate cause. So if there is no rain, there will be no grass. So the immediate, the next cause is, or the remote cause is rain. So, but now how the rain produces?
Sacrifices.
Who is the source of rain? So
Cloud.
it comes from cloud.
Clouds.
Yeah. And then how the cloud comes actually in existence?
By
So,
the vapors from
from
the
the-
oceans.
God's
Oceans.
creation.
Yes.
Water vapor, Prabhuji, that goes up.
Yes. So the ultimate cause of this cloud is oceans, water oceans. But who actually convert this? The who convert this water to cloud from the ocean?
Sun.
It is converted by sun. But now if we try to understand actually how this sun gets so much energy, we have to think about it, right? We always carry our charger, right? We have all these mobiles and other gadgets. Every few minutes or second, without chargers, there is no power. But then how sun is getting this unlimited energy or power? And remember, sun is also called as the hot eye of Lord Krishna. He is the one eye of the Krishna. But what is the other eye of Krishna?
Moon.
Moon.
So hot eye is sun and moon is called as cold eye of Lord. So now we can understand, right? Who actually is giving, how sun is getting unlimited energy. So coming to today's era, there is so much talk about artificial intelligence, right? AI. Now people are, or the inventors are talking about something called as AGI. Anybody knows what is AGI? So AGI stands for Artificial General Intelligence. So it is one of the section of AI called as AGI. So what AGI means, right now, what happens is we are more into the narrow phase of AI. The peak phase is AGI, Artificial General Intelligence, where what will happen is your machines will surpass human intelligence. Now we have to think about it, whether it is possible, right? So it is saying that another 2 to 3 years, the technology will be so much developed and it will get into the AGI where it can surpass human intelligence. Now we have to see whether it is possible or not. And something called as human in loop right now in the AIs, we are talking about human in loop, where what happens is, though everything is powered by these machines or so-called as artificial intelligence, but the critical decision making is finally done by human intelligence. Let's say, for example, now doctors are being replaced by, let's say, this artificial intelligence machines, right? These machines are, let's say, they are doing surgery or they are recommending, they are analyzing the patient and recommending some treatment or disease. But finally, what is happening is, finally, the authority, the critical decision making is done by some specialized doctor. That is what called as human in loop. That is where we are right now. But when we are talking about AGI, means it will surpass all those doctors or, engineers, where the machine itself can take the decision and execute, called as AGI, right? And we have to think about it, whether it will be ever possible. So the sun rotation, if you see what happens, we see sunrise and sunsets. Have you ever noticed that one thing? When sun rises, it is slow, and when it is setting down, it is much faster. Have you realized this anytime? When it sets, we see it is very quick. But when it rises very slowly. So, do we think there is any gravitation pull like we have in sun? What do you think? So, if we drop something, immediately something will fall, right? But if we throw up, it will go very slowly. Why it happens? It is very obvious that due to gravitational pull, because gravity is against us, right? That is why when something goes up, it goes very fast. But something comes down, when it goes up, it goes very slowly compared to when it falls down, it comes very fast. All because of the gravitational pull. But what about sun? We are observing the sunset and sunrise, similar thing happening. While rising, it is little slower. If you have not observed this, just try to observe this anytime. When the sun is rising, it is slower. But when it's setting down, it is very fast. But see that there is no gravity actually, no gravitational force acting on sun. It is away from this antariksha, right? What we call as antariksha, where beyond antariksha, there is no gravitation force. But then why it is same thing is happening as if there is a gravitational force. Sun is rising slowly but setting down very fast. So think about it. Something is actually controlling it. Someone is controlling sun. And you see, Lord saying, Aham Ojas. What it means? He's actually holding all the planets and he's regulating. He's declaring this. I am holding all the planets and I am regulating it. So now coming back to that milk example, what is the immediate cause of milk? Immediate cause of milk is a dairy, basically. We are getting it from the dairy, right? And what is the remote cause here? Remote cause is the cow. But what is the ultimate cause? Ultimate cause is Govinda. So for every source we land up to Lord. So whatever we are analyzing, and if we are interested to know the truth, these three things are very important. Immediate cause, remote cause, ultimate cause. The way we have analyzed milk, the immediate cause may be dairy. The remote cause is cow, but the ultimate cause is Govinda. Without him, nothing is possible. So now coming back to this sun and moon, the two eyes of Lord. So we understood this. Sun gives rain, right? What is the moon giving us?
Moon gives a taste.
Yes. And you see that all the scientists and other scholars, they don't believe this. And we know that moon gives us 3 kind of taste. What are these? Sorry, 6 kind of taste. Can anybody recall what are the 6 types of taste?
Sweet, salt, sour, bitter. Then
These 4 are very easy. The
sour.
other 2?
Is it pungent, Prabhuji?
Yes, Madhavi.
And
Pungent.
spice.
Within pungent, we can actually.
A pungent is spice only.
The 6th one, astringent. Right?
Okay.
Astringent like raw banana taste or
Pudina.
the shell of pomegranate. It is actually kind of a sensation what you get. Pomegranate skin or raw banana, right? Or astringent, you can say the black tea taste or some green plants or unripe fruits. Then turmeric, cranberries, or these bitter leaves are there in a pan. So whatever, so this 6 taste, the source is moon. So actually the scientists, they can actually do an experiment, they can do the research where they can plant some fruit or vegetable under the sun, but they hide it from moon. And then they can actually analyze whether the taste remains same. We ourselves can do that. So most of the scholars, they don't agree this. So we can do an easy experiment about this. If something is not under this sun or moon, we can see the difference. It is very obvious that sun is not there. So this is one of our limitation. We can go to some remote cause, but we cannot realize the ultimate cause. Right? So now coming back, so we are talking about this opulences. We are discussing here opulences because this Chatur Shloki first shloka is about knowing the Lord and his opulences. Now, another thing, now Lord created this shloka, lokas, right? How many lokas are there?
3 lokas.
14.
So actually there are
14.
14. Yeah, 14 lokas. It is described in Bhagavatam. There are 14 lokas. So can we recollect some of them or 14? What are those lokas?
Atala, Sutala, Patala.
Yes. So upper lokas like Satya Loka, where Brahma, it is also called as Brahma Loka, right? So highest material world. So it is also the highest material world, we call say. Full of.
Bhulok.
Then Bhulok is the middle, where we are staying.
Bhuvarlok.
Tapaloka.
Satyaloka.
You have Jnana Loka, then you have Maharloka. Swarg Loka, which is also called as Indra Loka, where we call about heaven, right? Indras and other devtas are there. Then Bhuvar Loka is there, which is nothing but Antariksh. We are talking about Antariksh, right? And then Bhuloka, where we are staying. Then there are lower lokas, right? Lower lokas are Atal Loka, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, and the last one is Patala, Naraklok, where, full of serpents, right? And where Bali Maharaj, he is also king of the demons, right? He is also in the lower lokas, where he rules.
Satala.
Sutala Lok, yes.
Sutala.
So beyond this 14, so these are all part of material world. So beyond this, or you can say beyond Sat Loka, there lies spiritual world. Which is that spiritual world? Vaikuntha and Goloka. Goloka, Vrindavan also we call, right? So why it is spiritual world? Because it is free from all cycle of birth and death. So Lord reside there. And if you see these 14 lokas, they are within the material universe. And if you see their shape, it is like an enormous lotus. Lotus with, in the middle, what is there? There is a mountain, right? Within mountain, what is that mountain called as?
Meru.
Mount Meru, right? And you see that each loka have their own environment. They have their own time scales. For example, a day in Satyaloka is said to be millions of earth years. So we have, when we pass millions of earth years, in Satyaloka, that will be one day. So time again flows differently across these lokas. Now you see that there is a author called as Richard Dawkins. He wrote a book called as the God Delusion. He wrote this book called as the God Delusion. What he says in that book is God is human invention. And he says that all this religious belief is a byproduct of human psychology and culture, not a reflection of supernatural reality. So he's actually, when he's describing this point, the God is human, God is just a human invention. Immediately what happened, this atheist, they started putting a sticker. This happened in London. They started putting sticker everywhere that God is not there. So enjoy the life as much as you can. You don't have to worry for anything. No shastras, no rules, regulation. Just you enjoy the life as you like. And then there is another author. His name is Milton, John Milton. He wrote a book called as Paradise Lost, where he says, accuse not nature, she had done her part, do thou but thine. That means don't blame your nature, your upbringing, or your world. Those are your starting condition. What matters is what you do with them. So basically, whatever situation you are put in, that is just the starting condition. You should not blame the nature. We always blame, right? This happened to me because of this or that. So he's talking about that. So coming to that, actually, why we are discussing all this? So this comes when people have this kind of disbeliefs that Lord is just a human invention. So what happens when we have this kind of mindset? Something called as, we have seen this cloud seed, where people are artificially building the clouds because there is no rain, right? So they don't believe that the rain is not there because people are not doing yagga or tapasya, right? That is why rain is not there. They laugh at when you say ki do yagga and tapasya, rain will come. So instead of that, they are spending millions dollar to build cloud seed. So what they do is something called a silver iodide. They artificially pour and they build a cloud. So there is one article written by Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, where he talks about imaginary gains and real pains. It is just like what happens, right? You eat one allopathy medicine and it not only cost money, but it also cost having the side effects. Both, you are also paying, you are losing your money as well as the side effects are there, right? So called as imaginary gains and real pain. So what is happening, why he's saying this, the whole thing is people are trying to build an artificial cloud and they think they will put the rain. But can they control the air? Let's say they put this silver iodide and produce some artificial cloud, but are they sure ki it will actually rain in that particular area, that land they can cultivate? There is always strong air, right? Just imagine how Lord is holding this cloud, the million gallons of water, right? Is it possible for a human to hold the um, even 1 liter of water in air? And what is the beauty of this? Lord is actually putting millions and million gallons of water in air in the form of cloud. And see, the air is blowing so fast. So this cloud seed, the artificial cloud, when you put in, what is the guarantee that it will rain there itself? The air will blow and that cloud will go somewhere else. And this, we know that these cloud bursts are so dangerous, right? They have so much of side effects. So also they say like you spend crores to get 1 liter of this Bisleri water. So just imagine how. So coming back to all this, this Shlok number 8, we are already 7:25 now. So coming back to this Shloka number 8, so it's saying Krishna is the source of everything. So Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo. I am the source of everything, he is saying. So when he say everything means all the spiritual as well as the material world. So Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo. So Krishna is the origin of everything. And Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo is I am the source of everything, the spiritual as well as the material world. And then he say Mata Sarvam Pravartate. Everything comes from me. He is declaring that everything comes from me. And the next 2 lines, Iti Matva Bhajante Ma. Knowing this, the devotee serves me. So when you know this, when you are convinced about this, knowing this, the devotee serves me. And Buddha's bhava samanvita, with intelligence and emotion. So very important here, in this line, he is mentioning that devotion happens with not only with intelligence, also with emotions. So that means where emotion resides basically? Do we know
Heart.
where the emotion resides?
Heart.
Yes. So when we do the devotion or bhakti, very important is we have to serve him with not only intelligence but with emotion. So intelligence can give you the knowledge. Knowledge, how we'll get the knowledge? Read Bhagavad-gītā, get all the knowledge. So that is, till that, intelligence is. So it doesn't mean that we have read the Bhagavad-gītā means we got the serving to the Lord and now I will get the shelter. God will give me the liberation. It's not like that. So emotion is so much important. Emotion is very much important. So this knowing this, so now this shloka, these 4 lines, the first 2 lines is also called as root, right? Root of everything, root or the source. So again, the 3rd line is also called root. So there is a difference between these 2 roots. One is R-O-O-T, root, the jad, and the other is R-O-U-T-E, the root, the path, right? And finally, the last line is nothing but the result. What we also called as this 3 triple R, right? Root, and result. Or we call it as Sambandha, Abhidheya, and Prayojana. Right? So these are the 3 things. So very important. So what is the takeaway from this is Lord is the actual creator. Lord Krishna or Vishnu is the actual creator of everything. And very important here to understand that Lord is not boasting. He is actually boosting our faith. Through this shloka, we may think why Lord is saying I am this, I am that. Actually, he is not boasting. He is actually boosting our faith in him. So Krishna created everything. But again, we may ask, who then created Krishna? Because everything we are saying is created by someone or someone. But then who created Krishna? So this question actually talks or give a doubt about it. Who then actually created Krishna? But Krishna is Lord. So he is the source of everything. Nobody has actually created Krishna. So that is about this Chatur Shloki Bhagavad-gītā. So anybody want to add anything or any doubt on this shloka?